of a sudden.
I would love to see like an Ursa from J.Storm, like that type of hero. I'm not saying specifically Ursa, but last game you said they had 3 heroes that wanted to just hit creeps. And the fact is, when I said they're learning from their own strategies, sometimes you just forget about the weaknesses of a strategy until you do it, right? And so they had too many creep hitters. Just pick one of your cores is not a creep hitter. That's like one thing, like because Timber Saw as an offlaner becomes a creep hitter even though he's a 3.
Why Lich over Wyvern? Because the way I've been picking my supports, it's most of the time whenever I look at Lich, I'm just like, Wyvern just a better Lich.
I think it's favoring that they're going like an Ursa or a Jug, like a melee hero that's
better in lane.
I think it goes well with Anti-Mage too, so even though that's a creep hitter, like Anti-Mage so far looks really good against Kookaburra. They have no stuns for it, and it's good against Gyro. So, like, I'm just saying there's a lot of I think it's the lane combos is why they're picking Lich. It's setting it, like, usually by this point, if you're talking to your carry player, he's given you, like, a small palette of carry heroes that he's considering until he sees the next pick. At least that's what teams I've been on have done. I guess it didn't work, but either way, that's usually what you're
well, I mean, yeah, but you make a good point, yeah. But UA is a scrub, yeah.
Yeah.
You do suck.
I mean, well, all those heroes are a lot better once you see the Doom, too.
Yeah, and you go – I think Ursa just makes way too much sense here.
I like it. Dude,
Doom it doesn't lane very well against Timber, but it does do well against Timber. You just Doom his ass in the middle of the game. Can't really do much about it. Obviously, people say Doom's good against everything, but Timber's a hero that's always in front of you. He always just walks into you. Doom's not nearly as good against, like, the Slarks of the world that can evade your Doom, make it hard to use it properly.
Yeah, most of the time the problem with Timbersaw is that you don't have the damage to kill him once you do have the disable, but Doom provides that as well, right? Because he's got Infernal Blade. So you've got both answers to him in his toolkit, which is
Haven't seen very much Doom recently, though.
No, we saw a little. It was Grimstroke Doom a lot in that.
Yeah, Lich Jug is classic. I thought they might pick that, but
Jug also feels nice against Gyro.
Gyro does, yeah.
But it does feel like bad against Doom.
It's.
I thought the Ursa was better.
It's okay,
Jug,
but
let's say.
like the good part about Jug is he's just fast, right? So if he needs to get away, he'll just kind of zoop zap.
Ursa's a race car, bro.
And he's got a.
That's very true.
If you don't Doom Juggernaut, then he has a healing ward to counteract.
It is
Doom's
very
damage.
good at saving
Super
other
good.
teammates from getting doomed.
Yeah.
Okay, and they banned the Kunkka.
Also, there's no way they're going to pick Ursa. So we've just been talking about how J.Storm is literally picking the late of the late game
I know, that's
heroes.
why I said, like, I don't think they're going to pick it, but
you would have loved it. Yeah,
I would have liked to
too.
see it.
Remix.
If I was in this game, I'd be like, give me some Ursa and just let me freaking wail on some people, man.
What about
in my Alpine Cowboy set?
Can they just do Death Prophet again? Is there anything wrong with that? You don't really
Death
hate
Prophet
Doom
is
that
one of the
much?
best heroes against Doom, yeah.
You have like AoE against the Gyro.
I would pick Storm.
What about Razor?
Unironically, I would pick Storm.
On J.Storm?
Yeah.
I think it's
but you'd like first
on
pick Storm.
J.Storm, yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Other than Doom, how do they kill you, I guess?
Like, right, Doom would have to get, like, a Blink Centaur stomp into Doom.
If
Like,
he's
I
doing
agree.
you,
I 100% agree.
Plus, you initiate the fight. And you know what J.Storm's needed this entire game? Some way to start a fight with that's not fear.
Yeah.
And it's so, like, the thing is, you don't want to be in a position where the score, every single game you're playing, you only have, like, 10 kills, and you just hope that the enemy team messes up enough that you win.
And you ultimate late game carry him, yeah.
That's his strategy in ping pong.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
He just waits for
hits
people to make
little
mistakes?
lobs it back up and then hopes you
backspins.
spike it off the side of the table. Where
And
you
it works.
Don't hate on the backboard strategy.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying, so, like, that's what, but it's not good
Bank.
in Dota. It's not good in Dota.
It's not.
Knock it back.
Yeah.
So pick the Storm Man
Dude,
or...
you would have loved watching SA. We saw so many storms, and like people were just picking it because they won. Like, there's no stuns, there's nothing. You just get to the back line, right? Great versus IO, Witch Doctor.
That's a
don't
Razor
do
coming
it.
out, man. They banned Quap. Why else would you ban
To
Quap?
pick Quap or to pick Puck.
Puck's good against Quap.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking
Is
the
Quap
opposite
good
way around.
against
Yeah,
Storm?
my bad. I was,
Is Quap good against Storm? He is. He's very annoying
Yeah.
to play. But
I
it's
mean,
a DP.
We were trying to make sure we were hoping they wouldn't pick DP, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's just
I mean, you've
boring.
talked about it. It's boring. It is very good, but who cares if it's
been
boring?
the
They're winning.
ideal first pick mid. That's
Are
what
they winning,
everyone-
Grant?
Well, it's currently
We'll find
1-1, so they've won one game.
That is very true.
So what's the gotcha hero here? Is there one?
Pugna.
What's the you messed up, you've now not...
Nah, not Pugna.
Let's see.
Is
Zeus
there a
is
mid
little
laner
too
that
hard.
threatens Jug a lot? It's really hard to
A
see.
middle
without
laner that
the
threatens
list.
Jug. I don't think
Because
anyone...
what do you have going through B? Jug spin. Nothing
I think
but Doom,
DK
right? Yeah.
looks really. No, you're against Timber. Timber, so never mind.
Well, they only have 2 seconds.
Lena.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the standard burst here. I just didn't think they'd pick it because of because of Spirit Breaker. It's pretty hard to put Lena into Spirit Breaker.
A lot of those intelligence cores that you were thinking of, right? It's like Pugna, Lena, Zeus, like all those heroes. It's like Spirit Breaker's
Feel real
a
bad
bit of a
against-
problem.
Gives them like
But-
some setup. She at least builds Yules naturally, so like once she gets that, it's really easy to play against Spirit Breaker. And Yules is really good against Jug and DP. It's actually an insanely good Yules
I
game.
will say the downside of Kookaburra's lineup is I don't think it's the easiest for them to set up for the IO.
Yeah.
IO
The
gyro.
setups, yeah.
They don't have some like when forward picks it, they take
Axe.
Centaur or Axe or Beastmaster, something that like has an instant jump. They get the relocate and they win a team fight.
Even their other 4s, they were picking Shadow Demon with it.
Yeah.
Like, put someone under, you're there.
Whereas like Witch Doctor or I guess Doom, you just doom somebody and you can go in and something like that, but it just doesn't feel as impactful and the
Well-
cooldown doesn't match up as well. with
Yeah,
the
I mean,
relocate.
like you have the same problem with Doom that you have with Gyro Wisp, right? Which is that you want to couple it with. That's why like Doom Disruptor was such a big thing for a time, right?
'Cause of
It's like
catch.
you wanted that guaranteed
Yeah.
catch that the hero can't just run away from you. So this is definitely a problem for Kookaburra.
I feel this is going to be a really sorry guys, but I think it's going to be a very slow-paced matchup again. Like I'm looking
Oh,
at
you think
Kookaburra.
so?
Well, I think like are they going to
What makes you say that, Grant?
how are they going to push towers? And I'm like, well, they should be able to just 5-man pretty easily with a Gyro, Iroh, Witch
Great.
Doctor, and then you have a Lich, and I'm just like, well, this Lich is going to delay a lot of pushes, and then I think J.Storm is
Gonna
Oh,
come
we-
out on top.
to win. I think you group up behind Death Prophet Juggernaut. We saw it last game on the other side of the team. It's a lot easier if you just somehow win one fight or one Aegis. You just go. You have a Death Prophet Juggernaut. It's very hard to bring him down and out siege him. I'll go J.Storm.
Yeah, I'm
know.
in general a huge hater of Lena so far from what I've seen across most regions, and we talked about Lena yesterday as being one of those like momentum-based mid laners where the once she dies, it just becomes really hard to play, and I don't think. Yeah, I think there's just way more room for error with J.Storm's lineup, and I think
Yeah.
Kookaburra is basically
Error.
not good enough to pull off. With like 1 or 2 mistakes, they're going to lose the game.
All right,
situation.
guys. Unfortunately, we only have oxygen for 2.
Don't hit the button. If you hit the button, it will
swear.
release us into space.
Will it?
It will.
Don't
Please
do it.
don't do it.
Don't.
Don't.
It's for our survival, Blitz. It's for our survival.
I wasn't
okay,
really. I
buddy.
just
They don't.
we had enough oxygen for like 14.
We'll keep this in for between us.
Nobody
Nobody else
has to know.
has to know. All right, game 3, Kookaburra versus J.Storm.
Let's do it. Okay, guys.
Blitz-
We're gonna get a hype game. They're gonna fight non-stop.
Hell yeah.
Grant's laughing right now because he doesn't think that's what's gonna happen. He thinks we're gonna see another 25 kills in an hour and a half.
Dude, Grant, you were right about this chair thing. This is really annoying. The wire is now caught in the chair, and I can't move my head. Oh, boy. Blitz, who did you predict for this game? You didn't.
Oh,
right?
mine? I
Yeah,
have not
what's your
predicted,
prediction?
but I think that I think it'll be Storm. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it'll be Storm.
Well,
Who do you think?
I mean, it's the only one who's gotten the prediction right for every game.
Is that so?
I'm also going to go Storm.
Oh, dang.
So we just went all for Storm, huh? I mean, it's hard not to, right? They just got like a relatively easy, clean lineup. The last pick, Death Prophet, felt perfect for it.
Yanni's earlier just texted me the word rough.
Rough.
After the 2 games he casted, he's like rough.
If you guys at home don't know, like people like to talk about bias and stuff, but the real bias is boring games.
Yeah, guys,
Like,
I want people
really,
to fight.
commentators, all we care about is just fighting. We don't care who actually wins, as long as you guys make things
If you bring the
exciting and
fight,
interesting.
That's why I like Beast Coast. Because
oh
if
yeah,
you're
Beast Coast is
like,
fighting.
you know, they win, lose, draw. They're gonna run at you.
Yeah. You figured out the outcome relatively quickly. So, Fear is going to do the pulling for the Timber Saw.
Would you be depressed if you lost off the back of this Timber if you just played it like 3 games in a row?
If I was Kookaburra,
Yes.
yes, I would definitely be depressed for sure.
I would be if I was JStorm too.
Because you know somebody has brought it up, right? Somebody's like, why don't we ban the Timber Saw? And you know, whoever's drafting is nah. We've got answers to it.
Yeah.
And you did have an answer to it. You won a game. Moo, meanwhile, I mean, he carried himself in Digital Chaos to second. God damn it. He carried himself and Digital Chaos to second place at TI9 with his Timber Saw, and he feels confident that he can do it again here with J.Storm all the way through the lower bracket of the North American qualifiers.
He literally asked for it 3 times. If you're going to do that,
Yeah.
you better win.
Healing Salve going off. Ritsu's going to go up to full. And do manage to, off of Fear's sacrifice, group up the creep wave. It goes into the tower, so it's all going to push in. And Timbersaw will very likely get level 2, if not level 3. And get those higher stacks of reactive armor like he needs. The mid matchup of Lina and Death Prophet, which 9 currently pretty even with Bryle. How is this matchup supposed to go?
I think it's fine for Lina.
Okay.
But I also think it's fine for DP because they both have like a similar animation.
Yeah, isn't Lina just like a little bit better?
Yeah,
in
she
all
attacks a
those?
little bit faster, but she needs levels.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is you can't really burst the DP when she gets like 1 and stuff. Oh, nice
Fear,
charge.
nice try. But unfortunately, the creep wave just re-aggroed onto that hard camp. He was trying to pull it back to Moo. So Moo could not lose any of that experience, that critical experience. We saw this combo a long time ago. Back when Grimstroke was just kind of got released into Captain's mode, we were seeing Lich Juggernaut and Grimstroke Juggernaut all the time. Because you put it on the Juggernaut and then he runs at the enemy and spins. And it was probably one of the simplest kill combos you could get.
Moo, a little bit worried there. He's going to just Timber Chain himself out of here, but I mean, his lane's okay because he's getting XP.
Yeah.
Like, they are pushing the lane into him. So they're going to try to dive past, force him out of the creep wave. Ritsu's going to...
Why do you think they didn't do the aggro tri-lane and give Moo the 1v1?
Not sure.
Moo's got to get out of here. Fear.
Oh,
Can you
boy.
charge? Can you save him somehow? The Timber Chain on through, and he's actually going to be okay. Ritsu.
Still, they're going to deny him a lot of this.
Yeah, they're going to be able to keep him back. Stop killing people while I'm watching other stuff, man. Fear. Still being
Gonna
gone
glyph
on
too?
over here. That they can still chase down these heroes. They still have plenty of mana for this one. Fear's going to charge back through that rocket barrage. And eventually they're going to run out of steam here, not have enough to be able to kill anybody.
Watch top,
and
dude.
Moo's going to be okay.
What's wrong with you? They're about to kill him again. Look
Yeah,
at that.
Kid Track just
If I
gonna
hadn't
die
said
twice
that-
in a row.
If I hadn't said that,
I
you
was
literally wouldn't
definitely
check.
going back to top now that bottom was finally over. I watched the start of that bottom fight, and by God, I was going to watch the end of it.
This is why we need JJ.
This is why casters shouldn't do 2 things at once. And that's why.
Observer Grant would have missed this.
That's why Grant is such a special person.
Observer Grant, Analyst Grant, Caster Grant. Which one's your favorite?
Friend Grant.
Oh, dude, Grant. I don't want to blow up Grant's spot. I know, but like whenever I'm feeling down, Grant always sends me like a really positive message.
Yeah,
He says
yeah,
like
yeah.
he loves and misses me. He's like, "Hey man, I know sometimes like the internet can get to you, but only love, bro." I was like,
Grant
"What
is
the-"
low-key the sweetest dude. in
It's
the
really
scene.
sweet. Like, I had a really rough day the other day. He's like, "Hey man, I love you. Just wanted to let you know that." I was like, "What the?"
He just tries to come off as a hardcore gangster sometimes, but
Nah,
truth
he's a
is,
softie
he's
for
a
sure.
teddy bear.
Yeah, I don't want to, you know, like ruin his like street cred vibe that he's been cultivating. But
Those NA Dota streets that he's been up on. Moon Meander's been having a rough time with this spin plus slow combo, and you're
But
going to see him
imagine if he
die
was
before
Puck.
the 5-minute bounty runes came up.
I wanted a puck, if you
You
recall.
wanted a buck.
You don't die to that lane with puck, right?
Hey, Kid Track
It's
almost
impossible.
died again. In fact, out of vision. Oh, let me pull some JJ moves here. Oh. All right, they're good.
Good job.
Thanks. You wouldn't see Observer Grant do that. I think they got all the bounty runs. Because, yeah, Fear's going to go back. That's 4. That's where that 2,000 net worth lead, at least some of
such a
it
big
comes from.
net worth lead. It's certainly on. We did say I mean, all of us said 4-0, we cast a curse them, but so far, so good. I just don't see how they're going to make plays in the mid game. Like, this Lina has to have, like, an unnaturally good laning phase for that to happen. And she's having
And
a
is he?
pretty good one, but
28 and 8, a little bit better than the Death Prophet, but pretty much kind of like what we're expecting, right?
yeah,
Slightly better animations and stuff.
because you get the attack speed buff.
Slightly better CS. But probably not enough to make a big difference. This 9 is going to have the Arcane Rune secured to him by 1437, who's thinking about throwing down some some nice vision for this mid lane. Wants to make sure that the Spirit Breaker is clear and free to charge Bryle when the time comes, because that time is coming. They have Exorcism. Wouldn't be surprised if Fear would like to get a charge, kill onto Lina, and some damage on that mid tower. 1437. Instead, he's hanging out with Doom, sapping some of his experience. You ever check your experience, Blitz, when you're farming?
Yeah, why?
Like, to make sure you're getting the full amount?
Usually I only notice when I'm really short.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, this kind of feels a little bit light.
Because I'll tell you, I think about that, and then I realize I don't know the actual numbers that it should be, and I'm like, well, I have no clue if I'm getting full experience or not.
But you hope you are. I just always
hope
know
so.
when I'm light. When I'm light on XP.
Yeah.
I'm like, this feels off.
48 and 30. Jesus, resolution. Somebody pissed him off last game.
Dude, he's trying to win a TI qualifier game right now. This man wants it.
Charge
Part of
coming
it
in.
is that their lane is so much better.
That means Kitrak should know.
Yes.
I mean, how's he just going to charge you out of nowhere like that? You've been playing this high ground area the whole time, so there's a ward somewhere around here. He just doesn't know where. Bounce over to that network, see who's... Oh, what? He's that far ahead?
Jesus.
There's a
Lord.
missing chunk here from everybody. There's... What happened?
Mary and Joseph, help.
Resolution.
I mean, Moon's just watching him farm right now.
Yeah.
He's hoping to just get... He's living off the scraps right now.
And they got lots of vision to make sure that Resolution, his current farm, goes uncontested. They have so much vision to make sure that there's not going to be any rotations he doesn't know about. He's going to take this tier 1 tower all by himself. That just means he's going to be that much farther ahead. It does mean a precipitous fall if he does end up feeding away at some point.
He's going to get a tower this early on. I think they gave him first blood too, right? He's got 2 kills. He's got almost perfect CS. He grabs a tier 1 tower. He is so far ahead of the pack right now. Even compared to the other
Death
carry.
Prophet, who's in 2nd place.
Nah, even compared to the Gyro on the other side. He's 2,000 net worth up at this.
And they're farming stacks right now.
Oh my.
I noticed they were farms to neutral, so it's not like there's anything left. There's nothing hidden. There's no hidden farm.
There's no
left
comeback
for
mechanic.
Ritsu. And Moo has had actually a pretty great time. I think Fear did a lot for him.
Once you can out regen the damage
Yeah.
and you have the 4 levels, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because you can't burst heavy.
The Rock Barrage just will not do enough, and now you've actually got some damage in yourself thanks to the Chakram. Big heals coming out from King RT, and Kidtrak is here with a Maledict onto Moo. Moo now has to be careful, but he's underneath the tower, hit by the rocket, tries to Timber Chain away. The charge is going to be able to give him some space. Moo actually turns around, goes for the Chakram. He will out-heal this last Maledict tick, so he will be fine.
He's got 24 stacks right now. He's even given a Tango just to mess around a little bit.
And meanwhile, all that space, they know Moo was going hard in the paint, bottom lane, so 9 and free space to
And I like that
pop the
Rezo.
Exorcism.
He's using the advantage that he gained from top
Yeah.
to come towards mid. No Manta Diffusal this game. He's going to go for the Maelstrom. He knows he needs the damage.
Even the drums pickup, right, is like a nice early game item to just make sure you win fights at this 10-minute marker. There is going to be the cast bouncing
Nice
back.
double
They
stun.
do not manage to get the spin off from Resolution, and that means the Lich will die, and Bryle's going to be fine. Kookaburra are now here in force thanks to the relocate coming out from the Wisp. Fear has a charge coming up, but he's going to have to charge to the right-hand side because there is a homing missile on his way. Fortunately, he can outrun it because he is Sonic. Oh, never mind. They relocated right back on top. Unfortunately, he only went down to 122 HP. The rocket, boop. Okay, Ritsu has his level 6. Never mind. The Great Escape does not come true. Fear eventually does die.
Moo just trying to get a lot more stacks onto his Timber Saw. He's perfectly fine right now, and things relatively set. He's just going to stay in this bottom lane, isn't he? And why wouldn't he?
Timbersaw? Yeah. Like, because Resolution's already doing the play that you say Moo usually does, which is use his strength to take towers.
Yeah.
and
This
force
game, he
fights.
doesn't have to move because Rezo's moving, though.
Yeah.
Like, this is probably the more complete game that I've seen. And they've almost got half the kills that they had last game. So they're playing a lot more active than they were before.
Whoa, what is that? That is some angry drawing from Ritsu. He doesn't want to play here anymore. Or you want somebody to play top.
He's
at
like,
least.
guys, why are people in my lane?
Yeah.
Why is no one top? He's essentially drawing, saying like, why is no one pressuring top? Like, this shouldn't be a thing where I'm forced to farm in the jungle and no one's taking advantage of that.
Yeah. That's where Bryle heads to. Moon Meander. He's had a rough game, so maybe he just feels a little bit off. Not sure if he wants to be top lane or not. We'll take the easy farm at mid. But J.Storm don't even stay as 5 that long. They do enough where they know nobody's contesting once they've set up on that tower. Nobody's going to TP in. And so they split apart again. Moo just trying to maximize his farm by heading to the jungle.
Sort of feel like Moo should TP top. I don't think this is a tower you necessarily want to give up. But
Yeah.
he wants to farm out the stack first. That's fine. Will he TP up there? Help his Lich out? No.
Maybe
Okay.
it's an unnecessary risk.
I mean, someone's most likely dying. And 1437, he sort of senses it. He knows that they'll make the rotation down because everyone is at bottom lane. And they're going to pop the DPXO, which is a big difference from when they played this last time. Last time we saw 9 just hold it.
Yeah.
And this time around, they're even kind of threatening for the high ground. What they're trying to do is force people back, and then they'll back up and farm out the jungle. That is the correct play.
That's exactly what happens. Moo, as he sees people finally at bottom lane, will now TP up to top and push that lane out. Says, okay, I see. Now, that doesn't guarantee because a Wisp game is just different. Wisp Gyro could still show up in this lane.
For sure. It's just the rest of the heroes right now.
Yeah.
I don't think Wisp Gyro like 1v or 2v5s this.
Yeah. Brow with the Yules. We are going to go straight Aghanims. I like this game as well, even though there's no Shadow Demon.
It makes you tankier, and plus if you get Doom, you can just fight.
Yeah.
Right-click your way out of this one.
$7K net worth, followed up by the Death Prophet and the Timbersaw. They had almost top 3 net worth at this point. A big lead for J.Storm. 6,000. 13 minutes. It is still a Wisp Gyrocopter. So there is plenty of ways that team fights can go right for Kookaburra to offset this big advantage. But J.Storm chilling out until the next exorcism. Perhaps waiting on level 12 as Death Prophet as well. There's also not, because it's happened so quickly, there's not the clearest objectives to take in the world. It's like a little early to start forcing yourself onto every tier 2 on the map.
And they're fine with this pace, though. Moon's going to go for this Midas, and I think he's going to regret that. I think he thinks the pace of the game is the same as it has been every single game.
Yeah.
But I think this DP, once she sees that, and they have Healing Ward and everything, they'll just speed up. Like, in the same time he's going to get this Midas phase boots, she's going to have Ags. They need to do something with this Doom, though. It's 14 minutes in. You got to at least get a kill. You have to put pressure on the map onto the side of J.Storm. Otherwise, they're going to take everything from you. But there's 5 heroes up here. Moon.
Smoke up. They're going to run into all these heroes immediately. Yule Scepter onto the
Oh, the
Timbersaw,
charge before
but
he can
Fear
get anything off.
does manage to disrupt a lot of things. They don't hit the stun. Gyrocopter's going to come in from the side, but it's a total whiff on the ultimate. They are separated, though. They're going to try and sandwich on top of these heroes, but the Timbersaw Timber chains through. The Death Prophet's not dying just yet, and she's not going to die at all, perhaps. Finally does tick out from the Doom, but that's a 5-man wipe. A 1 for 5 with 9 going down on a triple kill.
They're just so far behind right now. They don't have the ability to team fight. This Doom has a Midas. He has no items. I think he's a lower level than Fear is, if you can just double check that for me.
Oh, where's Fear Daddy? There he
Level
is.
9 to what the Doom is? Level 8, yeah. He's a creep right now, and your Witch Doctor's a creep, and your IO's not strong enough to fight either. You just have a bunch of heroes that can't really fight right now, and everyone got every spell off. That Doom was like a casual, like, I gotta doom somebody sort of play.
Sure.
Oh, not even going to get 1437, who...
You know, I can't say I disagree.
With him getting out?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so
I think
either.
KRD did need, because you can't leave Ritzo alone in the river.
If he gets left there, Spirit Breaker gets another charge. Somehow DP gets on top of you. but this game is looking like it's getting real out of hand. And this is the problem with why we don't see Doom a lot as an offlaner, is when you get put into these positions where you're not really sure who you want to Doom. If you Doom the Timber there, he doesn't really care, right?
Yeah.
And he Dooms the DP after the Exo. I can't really blame him in that position, because I don't think his life is easy at that point. It's like your team runs into somebody, you have to Doom somebody at that point, right?
Yeah. I think in a lot of ways you're a hero that has to be ahead of other cores.
Yeah, I think so too.
And because of the nerf on Devour, it's harder to be ahead. Like before, when you could just each neutral creeps and you could
come
get,
back
like,
mechanic your way into it.
You could kill a Satyr and you were if you started off killing a Satyr, you were automatically the biggest core on the map.
Yes.
You just like started off with an advantage.
But nowadays, you're some guy who just watches, he's like a little pervert. He's just watching Jug farm. He's in the trees on the left side.
and occasionally eating out a creep.
I mean, I didn't say it like that at all. Let me
you
just say I'm
called him
trying to
a
retain my
pervert.
job. I'm just saying he just watches like a little stalker.
Okay.
But it's just weird, which is why we wanted to see something that could like initiate easier, right?
Uh-huh.
Because the Doom cooldown is so big that every time you blow it, it resets like the entirety of the game. It's like, I guess we're not fighting without Doom. But they had a lot more problems too.
Yeah.
That bottom lane did not go as well as it should have.
They, I think Fear did a great job of making it so that Gyrocopter could not pressure the Timber Saw.
I don't think this is really. I think this is more just a draft issue than it is like an individual play problem.
Also, we haven't felt the impact of Witch Doctor.
Yeah.
And let me just say, hold up, push back, King RD. He's got to be left behind here. Ritsu will be able to escape. Oh. Something's got to die. I'm not sure how much I look at Kookaburra as a Wisp team, mostly because if King RD is going to be playing the Wisp, and Kitrak has not been playing high impact 5 positions.
Yeah. The big part about Wisp lineups, I feel, is it either has to be like the best combo ever, or you need something that can set up for it and just do these like guerrilla warfare tactics where you're so scary around the map, right? Like no one wants to fight you. As the Arcane Rune Exo is popped. What's the cooldown? Once he has it, 90 seconds?
101.5 seconds.
It's not bad at all. That means there's going to be a really sick timing where they might even be able to go high ground. Because they're abusing the fact that they're so far ahead in items right now.
Yeah.
And they have useful items too. Bryle understanding that his team most likely just going to have to fight a lot earlier than he'd like to. He's going to go for a BKB. Because he knows an inevitable 5-on-5, whether or not we win or lose the game, is coming sooner than later. This is the game that either team has played the fastest by far.
That might just be a big team plan, as all 3 cores looking at BKB as their next item. Which, if they do all get their BKBs before the high ground push, they better hope to God they win that fight. Because if they can use 30 seconds of Magic Immunity and don't win it, then their late game's going to look pretty bad too.
Rezo just continues to be way far ahead of the pack. Smoke up
on the high
instant
ground,
engage.
almost instantly run into Bryle. Charge on through, actually hits Moon Meander and Bryle.
Oh, what
the
a
Chain Frost is going to bounce around as he keeps Moon Meander right next to Bryle. He does manage to get off a decent number of spells, blowing up the Timber Saw with the help of the Gyrocopter as well. So much magic damage. Bryle, he's almost outrunning Resolution, but eventually he has to cut the corner, and that's where he gets caught by the spin. Moon Meander slowed down by the Aghanim Scepter. That's enough for the Omni Slash to close in from Resolution. It wasn't a terrible fight for
Not at all.
Kookaburra, but
That's about as good as it gets for you right now.
Yeah.
You lose 2 for 2. A lot of ultis were blown. But they might try to threaten high ground with that because they know there's no call down. Lena's still dead. Creep Wave is here. They've already popped the glyph now, too, for yourself. And they still have Aegis. And they should at least poke at it.
yeah, the Exorcism is only going to last a couple seconds more, but that is still a lot of damage that Exorcism can do in those few seconds, and might as well finish up the tier 3 before you leave. Get it, they do. That means more map control. If they take away the shrines, that's going to be real hard for Kookaburra to contest the next Roshan. Yule's second item for 9.
He's got Blink now. That was a good Doom, though, on the Timber. It's just, I don't know. I don't think it's fun to have to play this like kind of style where everything's on one hero. It's like, Moon, you're our only real initiation. Good luck. And you're not even a real initiation.
In a lot of ways, you're going to feel like you wasted damage in these lineups where you doom something and then, you Laguna Blade it and run it over, and you're like, damn, we killed him so quickly. But you just kind of have to.
Yes, completely agree.
It's why we usually like more catch and not necessarily burst damage with the doom. Mjolnir next up for resolution against the Gyrocopter flat cannon and rocket barrage. A lot of instances of damage there to bounce back the lightning from the static charge.
I could still see a way in which they could win once they get like the Ags and maybe like a Satanic. If they could start
the Ags on Lina, you mean?
Yeah, and if you could start the fight, or on the Gyro too, and if you could start the fight onto the DP, like if you doom DP before she gets anything off, and you're able to just like cut her retreat off.
Yeah,
that's the way that I could do it.
See whether or not that happens. The first of the BKBs is here. Or, sorry, second one, because Ritsu already had his. They do manage to hit the stun on to chain it with the missile, and actually go into the back line. They managed to get on top of the Death Prophet with the Doom, but now with the Chain Frost bouncing around, they both pop their BKBs in pursuit. Laguna played everything they have to be able to blow up that Death Prophet, but the Omni Slash has done so much damage with the double damage by King RD and Ritsu. They split the damage near perfectly, both surviving on a quarter, and that means J.Storm, a tremendously failed experiment trying to push into the high ground and just force it.
So that's how you do it. That is exactly how you have to get to the DP though.
Yeah. I mean, he popped the exorcism before it, but the BKBs from Kookaburra just allowed them to run straight at the Death Prophet. I love the Brile throughout the Laguna Blade. They're just like, we use everything.
Chain it, yeah. And that's exactly what they need to do because he's going to do more damage than Jug in these team fights right now. For the time being, while Rezo doesn't have any sort of lockdown, he's just going to do more damage. They prioritize it. That is how you win a team fight. They did exactly that. The only change was that, like you said, I said that they needed to not let him get EXO off.
Yeah.
But if you can get it in the early duration, that works too.
Yeah.
Same thing.
You either... It better happen before, you better blow the hell out of her before
Don't let her
she
just
gets
get on
too
top
much
of your
damage
buildings.
from exorcism. Yeah. Well, why do you go Yules at this point? Is it? Like
I think it's still a good item.
Is it?
Yeah, I think like if you see the Doom coming in slowly at you, if you can get your Yules off and then he's hanging around and then he has to Doom another target, that's the ideal situation.
Okay.
The way to play against Doom, I think, is to give him so many different looks that you just like overload his brain.
Okay. So in that case, it was just an execution problem.
Yeah.
Like 9 should have been able to Yules the Doom before he got doomed, right? And then that fight would have looked so different.
Yeah. Even then, like if you get Timber doomed, you don't care.
Yeah.
The target priority order I think goes like DP first by far, and then probably Jug, then Timber.
Okay.
And then you absolutely
Rizzo,
have to.
He's trying to plan for that with the Lincoln's build.
Yeah, because he knows at some point he's gonna get doomed in this game.
Yeah.
Plus it blocks Laguna. Like it's not a bad item.
Yeah, for sure. Especially since we're gonna go Ags eventually for Brile, as he's closing in on the level 20 as well.
It also makes the spin TP the like unbeatable.
Yeah.
Doom can no longer like solo pressure him in that regard.
Right.
Moon's farm is now starting to pick up quite a bit actually, considering he bought back and how rough of a time he had. Now the Midas is starting to kick in a little bit.
Yeah.
J.Storm, their timing has been slowed down, especially with that death.
He went back for Blink Dagger on Brile.
Okay. I guess he favors the positioning that the Doom can allow him to have.
Okay.
Once you get the Blink Doom in onto the DP, you want to be able to BKB yourself and get to the back line.
Yeah. Okay, I can dig that. I can dig it. 13,000 net worth lead for J.Storm, 8-12, but J.Storm did just see that they can lose a fight against Kookaburra, especially when trying to push that high ground. So even though they got a tier 3 nice and early, they will not get the barracks just yet. Kookaburra looking for that comeback, otherwise their TI hopes and dreams gonna come to a crash. Pulled back in, Resolution making his way in. Ritsu is charged up as well, but he's got Relocate as well as BKB and a lot of his teammates behind him, but the Relocate's gonna go down. They're just gonna be able to kill him, and he's gonna kill King RD. No! One more slice of the blade would have been enough. King RD may still be able to, the Spirit's low. TP out, he's good. Moon Meander, though, he's gonna be caught.
Doesn't he just right-click there and he's dead?
Yeah, he didn't need to spin, for sure.
He also got a little bit unlucky with that Mjolnir proc. Or lack thereof, I should say.
Why was there not an out there? You know?
Yeah.
Gotta relocate out.
Rez is going to go for it now. And they're a little bit cautious, but they know there's no Doom buyback. He used it in the previous engagement.
Yeah. So this is probably just going to be the mid lane of barracks unless somehow they can stall long enough for the gyro to get here and win a fight. 4 versus 5, that's not going to happen. The melee Rax is dead, but Ritsu is here. They do have the missile chasing down Fear, but now that they're back into the high ground, it's a tough place to fight and pursue.
What Roshan is this, by the way? It's 2, right?
Yeah, it should be 2.
Yeah, I don't remember a third being done.
27 minutes. It'd be pretty incredible if that was a third Roshan. 7-min Roche. Do you miss level 1 Roshing?
I do and I don't.
It was like a cool, innovative strategy in some ways, when there was different ways to do it. Ryle, he does have a DKB, but he may not have a chance to pop it. If he does, he's gonna pop it here. He's so low. Nether Strike, get it off. No, the cask.
Oh.
It stopped him, and that will mean he does success. That would have been a disaster if he uses BKB charge and still dies.
They would have tried to go for the range Rex there if they get the kill. It's still not great for them. Don't get me wrong. He still had to use a BKB charge and he barely lived, and now they're going to give up Roshan because he just can't fight.
For sure.
But better than dying, for sure.
Shivas, that's a Lincoln. That's a Lincoln, so we're going to have 2 Lincolns soon. They're almost here, but it's a bit too late. But maybe they can still fight it, as there is going to be the cheese picked up. The Omni Slash goes immediately onto the Jarcopter, bounces over, sticks on top of him actually with the BKB activated by Ritsu. He's going to be spotted. They're just going to try and run him down with any physical damage they have left, and Ritsu's just not fast enough, not without the Wisp. Not only do they give up the Roshan, but that's 3 dead. And looking like this could be an early closeout to Game 3 as J.Storm marching down the mid lane. The Exorcism still up for a few more seconds.
I mean, Moo's just going to build up stacks. They're going to go for top. This Rax is secure. The pace at which they're playing is just so much better than any of the other games that they've been playing so far.
Another tier 3 down. Fear going to charge Bryle. See if he can force him to use another one of those BKB charges. Because of the doze, he can't really be punished too heavily. Especially with Moo already taking up so much attention. He does go for the 8 armor stack, so he's even bigger than you thought he could be. He's at 32 stacks earlier.
How long for Exo?
It's going to be a bit, 70 seconds.
So you're most likely just waiting that out as King RT being cute. He's going to try to get the bounty runes. He'll be successful in that. You got to do every little thing at this point, right?
Yeah.
He's so underfarmed, though.
That's how you know you're in desperation mode. When the Wisps start doing those plays where they cut creep waves and pick up bounty runes with the relocate.
Yeah, you're just trying to get the game to continue to go.
Especially when they do it by themselves. They don't even feel safe enough to bring somebody with them. They're like, well,
Rich is like, you want me there? He's like, no, I think I'll... This one is on me. This isn't a mission where everyone will come back.
Well, the Aghanims is here.
At this point, I think you just buy out. They're going to go for it. You have to be able to hold that one fight. If you lose your IO, it doesn't matter anyways.
Yeah. It'll make you a lot tankier. The charge is coming out. They can't afford to lose somebody before the next high ground push even happens. But Moon Meander forced to use his BKB there. It's going to be the same from King RD as well.
Nice glimmer. Moon's going to back out, but that was the BKB charge expended as Bryle blinks forward. They think about it for a second, but Ags is completed by the gyro. They're just going to all in for this one fight. And I think this is the right idea.
Yeah.
There's nothing else you can do at this position except try to win this one fight. And that'll maybe get you like 2 fights away from being even.
Insane. Moon doesn't have any stacks right now, but he's really not that squishy. They're going to try and jump him. They do manage to throw the Doom out. Omni Slash goes onto the Doom, but that's only the hero to hit. That means Ritsu is a little bit more free to play this fight out as he fights up a little bit. Doesn't want to go for resolution, though. And the Wisp is going to be chased down. He's trying to finish off 9, but 9, he's quite healthy and still has a cheese to be able to work with. They need to be able to try and blow him up before the cheese goes off, but they honestly are just running out of damage. They still have the Laguna Blade from Bryle, but Kidtrak will call it. This is going to be the end of Kookaburra, as they had a nice run making their way into the playoffs as the 4th team over teams like Mason's Black Sheep stack as well as Complexity. But unfortunately, their run will end here. J.Storm will move on to the next round. They will move on to lower bracket finals, face up against Beast Coast.
And this was the best game we saw by far from J.Storm so far in this quals. Like, they actually did stuff around the map. They had a passive lineup that could have just been very passive, but Rezo, especially Rezo, was like, nah, like I'm not standing for this anymore. Like, I'm gonna make moves if I have to. I'll take mid, I'll take bottom. Like, he just ran down lane to lane, created this like entire wall for his team where he was so farmed that no one could contest him.
Yeah,
did a really good job of that. As we are rejoined by the corpses or ghosts of
Woo, Lulu.
Oh wait, that was
Hello.
We're not doing birds anymore. Sorry.
So yeah, I think Blitz just summed it up pretty well. The first actual, like, it looked like they were trying to win, not trying to lose that game. And it's crazy, right? You do that in a game 3. Like, why do you decide to turn it up? Like, honestly, why do you try to, like, decide to turn it up in a game 3?
They have to prepare for beating Beast Coast. And this is what you kind of have to do against Beast Coast.
Play
Beast
quicker.
Coast showed
Way
that
quicker.
they can play fast, and your slow style is not going to match up well against them, so you got to pick up the pace.
Yep. I will say the worst feeling in this game right now is if you look at all the people in this game and you look at Kidtrak's level, that's sad. He didn't even hit double digits, man.
Oh.
Like, that, like, okay, yeah, sure, suicidal position 5s, whatever. We don't need anything on him. You can't end a game level 9? What?
I think that it was rough, but I don't really think this game's. I think this is a draft issue.
I agree. Why'd they IO like? Have they IO gyroed once this tournament? I have not seen Kookaburra IO gyro once. And you're picking it in like an elimination game, and it doesn't feel like a Ritsu hero,
I was gonna
right?
say, if you think of Ritsu, you do not think of Gyro.
You think of Naga's AMs. These heroes split up the map. They make you try to play against him and try to stop him from farming when he's evading you. He's running right at you, and that's not a Ritsu style.
The thing is, in the draft, I asked you to use your telepathy or telepathy.
Telepathy.
Yeah.
Telepathy to communicate why J.Storm gave them IO Gyro second pick.
Yes.
And I think that's why. Like, now that you've seen it.
That's true. No,
you do have to be able to play. You can't just pick it. And it's definitely out of their comfort zone. It's not like exactly what they're used to for strategies. And the Lena pick, it just didn't excite me that much. I don't believe in Lena as much. It's not as bad as Darkseer, but I haven't seen Lena win. I'm not saying she can't win. I just haven't seen it. I don't know if you guys have counter examples.
And the Lena into the Spirit Breaker too, right?
Yeah.
Like you do that, like that is one of the heroes. You don't care, you're just charging on in. Like you actually give 0 Fs about that. Like there's no really way to disable unless she hits that good stun or already has the Yules.
Yeah, it's like you pick it to burst down the Death Prophet. That's why Quap and Lena are like the 2 most common mid laners, I'd say, picked against Death Prophet. But like you guys said in the draft, they didn't really have any natural setup for relocate. And I just feel like if I'm Rezo, I can do whatever I want in this game.
And he did. I mean, in this series, it felt like nobody really wanted to pick that many stuns. It was like it was like a 1 stun per team kind of setup. But in this game, it benefited J.Storm a lot more because you're not the one with the IO relocate, so you don't have to make plays.
Yep.
You wait. They grouped up too. I liked it. It just them playing faster is really what's so good about this because you said you're going up against Beast Coast who's playing quick. Forward is playing quick. It's good you beat this Kookaburra, which is a very slow team like yourself, but I think Kev said it best. You got to be able to do it tomorrow as well.
It is like a solid ladder rung up you're stepping in terms of like Kookaburra's on one run, then Beast Coast, then forward. You know, like you do have to slowly but surely step up your game if you want to win this qualifier from J.Storm's
the gauntlet. Yeah.
Yeah, it is though, right? Like it's sometimes you'll be like, this team seems hard and this team seems hard, and sometimes there's upsets or whatever. But this is definitely a linear growth of competition that they're playing against.
Yeah, this is definitely like most of the time whenever we talk about this, we say like, oh, teams are planning that far ahead, like, you know, because you just have to win one game at a time sort of deal. But this is a very different situation. You know, your competition only gets fiercer every step of the way. So you gotta pick up your own play.
Yep.
Hopefully J.Storm have done that. They're going to talk about it over the night, see if they can figure out a way to be able to bring down Beast Coast in the rematch.
Yep. You know what's great, though? Giving stuff to people. Did you know there's a simple giveaway that you can do? Cap, I believe I left my card over there.
Yes, sir.
Can you hand them all to me, please? Or do you got it?
I'll pass it.
I'll pass it. It's right up there on the screen. No, it's bts.gg/giveaway. It's pretty damn easy. You can enter to win a Sennheiser GSP 600 1-month subscription to Discord Nitro and just some sweet, sexy BTS merch. If you're ever walking down a street and you see someone in a BTS hoodie, you damn well know that they're not alone at night.
You're turning heads.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you do. So hit it up, bts.gg/giveaway. Not only, though, that, but Discord. I enjoy talking with friends. I know you guys, one day you guys will eventually get friends you will want to talk with online. And you want to be on Discord. Yeah, you guys will. Thanks to Nitro Perks, $9.99 subscription that gives you access to more than 1,000 worth of games, chat perks, and monthly game perks. Just click the banner below. It's as simple as that. You don't have to do anything. Just right below. Hello, guys. Right below. $25 worth of chests for Paladins. A very fun game. And also, you know, shout out to Monster Cap. Kept you energized. It was a long game, #1, but that's that sweet, sweet nectar that, you know, you always want to drink. Thanks to Uber Eats for keeping us fed. Actually, you know what? Our food has come in. That's why we're going to take a shortly longer break after this before Bot TI. And also shout out to Sennheiser, the official audio partner of the summit. Much love to them. So we are going to throw to a short break, a little bit longer maybe, but afterwards it will be Bot TI. So stick around. If you love watching bots play, then you'll love this.
And you like TI.
Or both.